Hi guys, this is Johnny D from Watchmaker Collective, and this is my first instructional video. And the face that we're going to go over is called Digiline X-distance UC. UC stands for U color, and then RC, which I put on all my builds, and that basically says that it's a release candidate, which means that I never really finish a watch. There's always something that I could go back and tweak. So just kind of a thing I did. I don't know why I do it. So we're going to go into the features of this face. Pretty much all my watches in the last year and a half have a lock on it, a screen lock, so you really can't do much to it. Now, if you notice, there's a couple of zones that are lighting up right there, and that's because the new Watchmaker feature has something that you can tap on, and you can get like a menu that comes up, but that only works on the watch itself, not on the phone app. So we're going to unlock this thing. Double tap is unlock, single tap is lock. Right now I can't really do anything until I unlock it, double tap. So here we are. I use a lot of tap zones on this, so I might make a mistake, so bear with me. So this is a fitness-based watch. Really kind of more for, keeping track of your steps, etc., etc., etc. So we have a step count over here on the left. We have the miles that you've walked on the right over here. And then we have two graphs. So we have a step graph here, and then we have a miles graph. And the step graph is based on 5,000 steps. There's a little graph that when you hit to 5,000, it ends. If you tap the center of the graph, it goes to 10,000. Now your goal is 10,000, and 15,000, and 20,000, which I don't think I've ever walked. The bottom has a miles graph that follows suit. So it's 5,000 steps is 2.5 miles. It goes to 5 miles. It goes to 7 miles, 7.5 miles, and 10 miles, and you kind of get the picture. There is a little red bar. Oops, there's my ambient modes. We'll get into that in a second. There's a little red bar right there, and it kind of shows the time of day. So right now it's about 2000 hours, between 18 and 24, roughly 8 o'clock. Actually, it's 8:44, but you get the idea. And you should hit your mile quota by the time that you hit that red bar at the end of the day. So just a little fun feature here, nothing too serious. Alright, so let's talk about the ambient mode since we did that. So the bottom 6 o'clock position scrolls you through all these different ambient modes, so I'm going to explain what they are. So the default mode is light normal. Light normal means that when the screen goes dormant, or ambient rather, that it gives you a slight dim. It's nothing too dark, so you can see it during the day, like if you're in a relatively bright room. So that's where I came up with the light normal. The next one's normal. Normal is where, you get full ambient at night. Like you're out and about, you don't want a bright screen. Always on light, that means it's always on. A little dark, the light mode is just a little dark, kind of juxtaposition of terms there, but you get the idea. Always on means it's always on. You always have dim mode, 24/7. Off, there is no dim, there's just plain old, just the face. That works good on most Android Wear. On the Samsung watches, it will probably make your screen go black because it's too bright. You can see the brightness levels down over here where it says the ambient mode is 20 right now. So that will probably trigger your Samsung phone off. So anyway, so let's try my favorite mode. It's called Slow Glow at Sunset. So we're going to use the time machine mode that you can use, and we're going to speed time up. And we're going to go towards sunrise, which is roughly about 6 something. So we're going to get closer to 6. You can see it slowly will get lighter and lighter and lighter, and there you go. Now we're about 10 a.m. So let's go all the way to sunset. And you can see how it got darker. Probably did a little fast. Let's go zip around here real quick and just kind of slow it down. So you can see here it starts to slowly get dimmer and darker and darker until it reaches full darkness. So you can play around with that. It's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. So on the 9 o'clock position, we have I have to unlock this again. You have a darkness filter, something I came up with a couple years ago for faces that didn't have auto brightness, or if you just really want to be able to control how bright it is, especially when you're out at night. So you tap it once and it drops at about 25%, about 50%, 75%, and then complete darkness. If you remember the old Android Wear, you could quickly get into theater mode. Now they keep changing how you get to that, so it's kind of a quick shortcut to get to theater mode. Alright, on the far right at 3 o'clock we have the indicator color. The indicator color is that little red thing there, the heartbeat, the watch and phone. The watch and phone. Boy, I keep tapping the wrong thing here. The watch and phone indicators right there. You can see the little triangles for watch level and for phone level. So you can change the indicator color to yellow, lime green, one of my favorite colors, blue, and red. So it's basically just 4 choices. Now we're going to play with the U color. So you have a little U plus and a little U minus. So let's go to U plus, and it's basically just going to scroll through all the colors from left to right. And if you hit U minus, it's going to kind of work backwards, so you can kind of play with the color. Oops. Sorry about that. Unlock. There we go. I'm pretty fast sometimes there. I gotta slow down. So you can see the scroll there. You can kind of customize it. I think that the lime green and like the blue look kind of cool. One last thing here. So the time is showing the leading 0. So you have 08, 8:48, and that's PM. If you tap this, it gives you no leading 0. It still says PM. You tap it again, and it gives you 24-hour time. So you can choose which one you want. And you have the date up at the above. And I think we've gone over all the features on this thing here. So this is part of the 10 pack that just came out, Watchmaker Collective Pack 14. And this is one of the faces. And I'm going to try and do this with all my faces and give you like a quick rundown. Okay, guys? Thanks a lot.